Did you hear about Keanu Reeves? What Keanu Reeves talked about?
Yeah.
So interesting take on Keanu Reeves. Did you see that one girl whose story went viral?
Yeah, with the mother.
How awesome is that? Mom's like, I'm about to take a picture with Keanu Reeves. She's like, I have no idea who this guy is, but I'll take a picture with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Whatever. And what do you mean?
Yeah.
This story goes viral. Here's Keanu Reeves, okay? Matrix star Keanu Reeves owns crypto, skeptical of NFTs, says we cannot have Metaverse be invented by Facebook. Famous Hollywood actor, cryptocurrency, Metaverse, fundamental tokens. During the interview, Reeves commented on the Metaverse and Facebook, the social media giant that recently changed its name to Meta. Can we just not have Metaverse be invented by Facebook, he said. On the subject of non-fungible tokens, Reeves was asked whether he has seen Matrix NFTs for the upcoming Matrix Resurrection movie. He admitted that he has not seen them and wondered if he and Moss are getting paid at all for them. When asked what he thought about the concept of digital scarcity, Reeves laughed and added that they are still easily reproduced. What are your thoughts on NFTs?
Well, I think the whole metaverse is I'm trying to get my
head around it.
I really am.
Yeah.
But like, for example, Nike, you're going to be able to go in the metaverse and go into a Nike store in the metaverse and buy a non-fungible token and then come out to the real world and then buy that real world shoe.
Yeah.
Like it's an interplay. But I mean, do I have some mana, some sand? I have some of those tokens, but I'm still trying to get my head around it. You know, buying land in the metaverse.
Pat just told you, man. If you're on your phone 2,500, 3,500 times a day, the next progression is in the phone, man.
Right.
And again, the dopamine is going to be something that our brains are not going to be able to get off of. You're going to be able to live your life as your idealized self in the metaverse. You want to be 6'5", you want to have abs, you want to dunk, you want your girlfriend to look like Barbie. All of that's possible in the metaverse. It's not possible in the real world. So,
what do you two think of NFTs?
I think it's a beautiful way to launder money.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going away. I think it's been around for a while. I mean, if you played any video games and you would buy the additional stuff that would come with it, buy a weapon for $5, buy this for $10, buy this for $20. I remember one time, me and my friends, okay, Steve and Alpha, were in, where were we? We're in Panama, okay? And we're at the Panama Canal, and my friend is sitting there on his phone playing this game. I don't know what, a Clash of something. So he's playing this game.
Clash of Titans.
Clash of Titans.
Yeah.
And I said, so what's going on here? And one of the guys says, you know, he spent already $5,000 on that game. I said, how much? He said, $5,000. I said, what are you doing with $5,000 on this game? I said, get video games. Like, I remember Street Fighter was $74.95. I remember when it came out, he says, oh, no, this is different. Let me tell you what I'm buying. Look at the weapon. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. I'm like, what are you talking about? So if a 40-year-old decamillionaire, which is that friend of mine, that's exactly the situation he's in. If he's spending $5,000 on a game, he's essentially buying non-fungible tokens.
Right.
So it's been around for a long, long time. It's officially now at a point where they're trying to get the rest of the world to know that this is the direction we're going.
Well,
and there's nothing you can do about it.
Here's what's screwy about what you just said. So what you do in those games is you buy time. Because as you increase your castle, as you increase your land, it takes longer to farm. It takes longer to build.
Clash of Clans, not Titans. Clash of Clans.
Yeah, Clash of Titans is better, but Clash of Clans is good too. Anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is that in the metaverse, one of the things that if you want to get real trippy, Twilight Zone-y, the logical conclusion of this is downloading your consciousness into the metaverse. Wow. Living forever as your idealized self, as long as you can afford to buy more time.
Right.
So as long as you can afford
Isn't that
to
the movie
buy
with
more
Justin
time.
Timberlake? What was the movie
No
called?
one's getting off
Just
the
in
couch.
Time. I don't know what the movie was called.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's.
I don't think it's going away. Look, there's two things that's going to drive NFTs and the meta. Here's what it is. Number one, what is your system when you lay in bed and you close your eyes? Where do you go to? So you're either thinking about issues you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. You're thinking about your kids, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mom's health, your dad's health, your business, a job interview, a project, something. or you're fantasizing about something.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, how's it going to be when I go to Europe? And your brain just goes, right? Okay, that's a meta, essentially. You're living in La La Land, and we've been doing this for a while, except it's your own meta that I cannot be a part of.
Sure.
It's only one person's meta.
Yeah,
it's your
sure,
meta.
sure.
And I'm concerned about the meta you want.
I don't know if I want to go to his meta. I've only known him for his hour.
Yeah, mine is real sticky in my meta. My meta's sticky.
Some people's meta, it ain't no, it's a whole different thing.
You don't even want to smell my meta.
Okay, but that is a form of meta, right? And here's the other part why I don't think this is going away. I think, like somebody said, what an idiot. Who the hell would spend $5,000? It's called competition, man. Capitalism is based on competition. We like to compete. We want to do better. We want to be on a leader's bulletin. We want to be ranked. We want to have something to say, here's what I am. As long as your imagination doesn't go away, and as long as competition is going to be the main currency, NFT and meta is not going to go away.
Dude, it's immortality. It's so much bigger than meta.
Yeah.
It's immortality.
Yeah.
If you had the option and if you had the resources to live forever, your family live forever, would you do it? I mean, it's not even a hypothetical question. It's maybe a matter of technological advancement.
I wrote a book about it. The fiction book, you've read the book. The book is about that. That's partly a meta. And it took me 10 years to finish this book. And we just finished it right now. We're pitching it to publishers. We just finished the marketing for the book, and we'll be going to different publishers to see what direction we're going to go with this. But that is essentially what you're talking about.
What happens when your meta life is so much better than your real life, though?
That's the problem. Everybody's going to be
John, you may want to put that mic closer to you.
It's not a problem of the system. It's the backbone of the system. Your idealized self, your dream world, is going to be so much better than the real world.
You're never coming out.
There's going to be people who become David Thoreau, go to the woods, live deliberately. I want to feel. I want to look at the real sky. I want to breathe the real air. And there's going to be those half of society that they're going to be real. They want to go skydiving. They want real danger. They want to feel real things. They want to have unprotected sex. They want to feel life. And then there's going to be people that are in the metaverse that are safe. They're totally controlled. They can't say anything bad. They have to acquiesce all their freedom to whatever controlling organism. But the trade-off is they get to be their idealized self.
Right.
They get to do whatever they've ever dreamed of doing that they can't do in the real world. They can do it here. And that's it. That's the serotonin and the dopamine that's going to cause. I mean, right now you've got guys that, there's a great comedian that I know, Mike Ciccoli, unbelievable guy. He goes, my life is so much better in Grand Theft Auto than my regular life, and I die 100 times an hour. He's like I die 100 times an hour in GTA, and my life is so much better in the game.
What percentage of people do you think prefer their imaginary life over their real life? What do you think that is? I mean,
it's high.
Of course it is.
High.
So why do people do drugs? Why do people do alcohol?
Escape reality.
To escape reality. I mean, we've been wanting to escape reality for a long time. Most people's escaping of reality is video games or, smoking weed or doing ecstasy and doing whatever they do. That is their form. I just don't want to deal with the life I currently have, and there's nothing I can do about it. So you're bitter about it. You have a way to escape it. So that is part of the motive and the attraction. I can escape it, and it's a different form of a drug. And I'm going to be addicted to it. That's just kind of how this thing's going to be.
I think the drug analogy is the perfect analogy.
Are your parents still alive, if you don't mind my asking?
No.
Okay. Imagine if their consciousness were uploaded to the metaverse, and you can go to the metaverse and have dinner with your mother whenever you wanted to. What would that be worth to you?
A lot. Especially if she was cooking.
would it matter to you that the food you were eating wasn't real?
No.
Probably not, right?
Not if it was her chicken and dumplings and cornbread.
You're making me hungry, man. It's 10:53.
I mean, that's look, we think about the crazy things and we think about the ability to fly and all this fantasy stuff, and that's definitely part of it. But then there's that realization of what, man, if my parents if my parents' consciousness gets uploaded, I mean, look, my parents are a little bit older. I go home twice a year. If my parents live another 10 years, I got 20 times to see my mother. Right. 20. And that's the whole reason to work, people. The whole reason to work, the whole reason to put up with the bullshit and make money is because money's worth time.
Right.
And if you can double that and see your parents 4 times a year, you double the amount of time you have with them. The metaverse, you can see them forever.
Right.
Forever.
Yeah. How many people want to have a conversation with their deceased parents?
That's the price point. I mean, listen, the whole part about being a born again, what is the idea? That you're eventually going to see the people you love that are no longer here with you. Well, in heaven. Yeah, Meta is a form of a secular heaven is how it's being sold. So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.